Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and this is another episode of Ridiculous Loadout. As you may have already guessed, this is a series I started way back when in the Battlefield 3 days, uh, basically whoring myself out for cheap views, running a suggested loadout from one of you in the comments section. Mostly this is a not so tactical series though, where most of the loadouts are either bad or troll or just plain ugly looking. Rarely I get a chance to try out a combination, a kit that I haven't thought of before, and maybe have good results with it. Mostly not though. Alright, so this time Alex Pelk suggested a kit called the Slow Killer, which consists of the Chinese QBZ-951 assault rifle with a suppressor, and I chose the Chinese one since this is a Chinese weapon, a Russian Cobra sight, an angled grip, and a laser light combo, which is obviously a laser and a flashlight combo attachment that you can toggle between by pressing the T button. Which you might want to do for close quarter fighting, by the way, as the tac light will be pretty much useless at long range. Besides which, the flashlight does nothing to help your hip fire, which the laser obviously does when it's on. Now, as for the sidearm, I was to use the M1911 with the 3x scope, a suppressor, and a tac light. Also in the bag of goodies, Alex suggested the M34 incendiary grenade and a gadget of my choice, which I chose to be the Madpack obviously, and the defib battles. He also suggested the Spetsnaz machete, although I doubt anyone can actually be killed with this thing in a reasonable amount of time, a squad perk of my choice, which I chose to be the Grenadier because I wanted that extra grenade. And being a funny man, Alex Pelk also gave me a few specific actions to perform. He said, remember to get 3 defib kills, get 1 headshot with the M1911, and destroy people with the QBZ, and have fun slow killing. Now, by slow killing, Alex meant, of course, that the QBZ-951 has the slowest rate of fire of any assault rifle in Battlefield 4, sharing first place only with the AK-12. Which brings me to the actual stats of the gun. So, as you can see, this is an interesting assault rifle, kind of like the KH-2002 was in Battlefield 3, but really it's got nothing special going for it. It fires the Chinese 5.8mm round from a box of 30 at a muzzle velocity of 630 meters a second, which is incidentally nerfed to 330 meters a second when suppressed. It does a standard for Battlefield 4 assault rifle damage of 25 at 8 meters, which drops off to 18 at 55 meters. And it has a very middle of the pack recoil of 0.24 up, 0.2 left, and 0.1 right. And while the recoil is nothing special, it's actually quite manageable considering the slow rate of fire. You can really, I think, control it easier. Incidentally, in Battlefield 4, the suppressor doesn't move the minimum damage drop-off any closer to your gun, to the maximum damage drop-off, like it did in Battlefield 3. It still makes you quiet and keeps you off the minimap and slows down your bullet speed because it assumes you're using subsonic rounds, but the damage drop-off stays the same. What's interesting about the assault rifle though, about this particular assault rifle though, is that it has the slowest rate of fire, 650 rounds per minute, of all assault rifles in Battlefield 4, sharing first place, as I said, only with the AK-12. Also, its short reload of 3 seconds is the slowest of all assault rifles, and its long reload of 3.5 seconds is also right up there. What's interesting about the QBZ951, is also that, and in particular about this kit, that the angled grip helps a bit with the stock first shot multiplier, which is 2, by decreasing it all the way to 1.34. So in effect, it becomes nearly like the recoil of any other shot. Something else that's only native to this assault rifle is that the sightline and the scope is positioned well above the actual muzzle. Now, what this design means is that in the real world, bullets fly out well below your eye line, your sight line, but not in Battlefield 4. In fact, not in most FPS games. In most FPS games, what you see isn't actually what is happening in the game engine. The bullets, for example, actually fly out from your head whenever you fire a gun, and not as you see on screen in the animation flying out from your muzzle. The significance of this is that sometimes you get head glitching and get shot by a guy that's, hiding behind a box and only his head is peeking out. So, from your perspective, there is no way he could have a shot on you, but there it is. They are scraping you off a tunnel wall in Operation Locker with a sponge and writing a letter to your mother. Now, as for the other goodies included with this kit, I have the M1911 with the pretty much redundant 3x scope on it, and the suppressor, and the tech light, by the way, which makes it very much like the S-Tech in Battlefield 3. Now, the scope, of course, is a bit ridiculous for this gun, with such vertical recoil, which looks even worse through the scope, and the suppressor only adds to the bullet drop and worsens its speed. Now, in the requirements, Alex Pelk wanted me to get a headshot with the M1911. So, here you go, man. One header coming right up. They have actually buffed the 45 a tiny bit in the last patch, making it a bit more accurate at close range, so it still remains a very good way to defend yourself in a pickle. As you can see, it does 34 damage at 8 meters, which falls off to 15.4 damage at 40 meters. And the recoil up is 0.75 and 0.1 left and right. The short reload time is 1.2 seconds and the long reload time is 1.28 seconds. So a very tiny difference there. Other than that, it hits like a hammer, but it's limited in the way that it only has a 7 bullet clip, and the vertical recoil is quite large. Alex Pelk also asked for 3 defib kills, just to make things interesting. So here you go, sir. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Now, besides all this, Alex asked for the Fakakta incendiary grenade, which is, well, crap, to put it mildly. I mean, you only have one to carry and it's pretty useless. So, I took the grenadier perk, and as I said before, so I could have, one more, bringing the total up to 2. But the incendiary grenade, in my opinion, is mostly a nuisance, maybe it's a bit of a distraction for the enemy, a way to keep them at bay for a couple of seconds. It does damage very slowly, and while it can eventually kill, and I was pretty surprised that I was able to get a couple of kills with it, it's mostly useless in the sense that it can be easily avoided, and it doesn't explode immediately as it hits. Now, I don't have the exact stats on it, but it seems to be delayed for like half a second after it hits. And unless you're throwing it into a gangbang clusterfuck of enemies that aren't moving for a few minutes, you're just making an ass of yourself. Oh, and as I found out the hard way, it will no-clip through walls, so, if you throw it, stand back a bit to avoid being cooked extra crispy. So thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow, and check out my other videos at the end of this one. And remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.